Hey everybody, how you doing today? I got some data for you. So, like a year ago, I did a video showing the booster box prices on March 30th, 2025. So, here are some prices for 2026. Let me get a pointer. So, here are prices sold prices on eBay March 5th, 2026. Or the 7th, the 6th or the 4th, right around this time, okay? So, you got Sun and Moon Base 870, not bad. Guardians Rising 1500, that's looking good. Burning Shadows 1100. Crimson Invasion 700. I put blue around these two. These are the two dogs of the set, the worst ones. Ultra Prism 1300, which I thought Ultra Prism would be better, but they always said they made so much more of it on a second printing, so it went from, basically cut the box price almost in half. Forbidden Light 1400. Celestial Storm 2500. I thought that would be higher, a little bit higher. Lost Thunder 1700. The Giants of the set is Team Up 9500. Unbroken Bonds 2400. Unified Minds 2800. And Cosmic Eclipse is 3800. These two browns are the big ones of the set. I remember when these two came out, I think people were saying these aren't that great, so I'm surprised they're in the top first, second, and third of the set. So that's why I bought more Ultra Prism, because everybody said how great it was, and it's like, third from the bottom, Anyway, so this is what the prices are this year, and here's what they were last year. I'll keep this up for a second so you can pause the video and just look at those prices. So, Forbidden Light doubled in a year. Anyway, so this column here last year was sold for, and these were listed. So you should more look at the sold for prices. I put these dates here. These dates are when the set came out. So every year, they start over. So these came out in 17, 18, 19, and so on. So that was for Sun and Moon. So here's for Sword and Shield. I didn't do X and Y and black and white because the old stuff is getting harder to find. Sometimes, like, I looked Noble Victories up the other day, and there's like none for sale of Noble Victories black and white. So a lot of times you look at like the XY stuff so expensive, like Flashfire and Phantom Forces, and there'll be no sales for like months. So you really can't go by sales, and you don't want to go by like what people want, because sometimes people will put crazy prices hoping somebody will pay for those. So I didn't even bother doing those. You can look those up yourself if you want to see what the prices are. So here is Sword and Shield. Okay, and I didn't do the newer stuff because it hasn't gone up much because it's just too new. So we got Sword and Shield base 570, Rebel Clash 480, the three dogs of the set, which I'm totally disappointed in Darkness and Blaze. I don't mind Battle Styles being down here in Vivid Voltage, but I thought this would be higher. So anyway, we got basically all these are almost $300 a box. These are all booster box prices, not ETBs or anything else. These are only booster boxes. Chilling Reign, which I like, 580, that's good. Evolving Skies, which is like I pick up a ton of it and haven't sold any of it. 2,700, which is lower than it should be, but that might be just because the time I took this data, the sales numbers were lower. Also, too, like if you look at stuff on eBay, the stuff coming from overseas is generally 10 to 20% cheaper if it's coming from Great Britain, because we have to pay tariffs to get it over here, and so the people selling it generally put the price down. So that doesn't include the tariffs to getting it over here. Fusion Strike 1100. These two, of course, are the big two of the set. That's why they're in brown. Brilliant Stars 600, which I like. Astral Radiance. I like all these ones at the bottom. Lost Origin 800 and Silver Tempest 500. And these when the sets came out, they all come out in the the winter, basically. February or sometimes March. So of 2020, 2021, and these came out, Brilliant Stars of 2022. And of course, these are sold prices. So this is for 2026. And here's what they were for 2025, back in March. Again, you should look at this column here because this is the sold prices. This is what people want, and this is what they sold for. Okay? Which these pretty much prices are actually like very similar, because they're what people want and selling, because there's so many of them, they're basically almost the same. So that's what they were selling for a year ago. As you can see, Sword and Shield base went up. It basically all went up. And Evolving Skies went from 1,200 to 2,700 in a year. So Fusion Strike did real good too. So like I said, they all went up. The Lost Origin is missing here. I didn't put Lost Origin on here. I screwed up. See? And Astral Radiance. Oh, you know what? There must be another. There's another card that goes under here, because see, they just stop right there. I should use lines because the lines keep everything the same. Anyway, this is a real quick video showing you what the market prices are on eBay for March of 2026, early March of 2026. Give me a like, give me a subscribe.